Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a bind off. Now a bind off is just where we are all done knitting and we want to remove the stitches from our needle. We can't just slide them off and call them done because they're live and they'll just fall down and unknit themselves. So what we need to do is we're going to be knitting across and taking the stitches off as we go along. So you start a bind off, this is just a regular bind off, so we're going to knit our first stitch. Now you can do a bind off by purling, or you can alternate knit and purl. So you will just do whatever your pattern tells you to do, or whatever pattern you're knitting in. Okay, so now I'm going to knit my second stitch because I have to have 2 stitches on my right hand needle to begin my bind off. So I'm going to lift up the stitch on the right hand side. I'm going to lift it up and over that first stitch on the needle and take it off. Now I've removed 1 stitch from my needle. So I'm going to go ahead and knit the next stitch, and now I have 2 stitches I'm ready to bind off. So I'm going to insert the tip of my needle into the front of that stitch, lift it up and over and take it off. Now you want to make sure you don't do your bind off too tightly, and so the key is just to not pull too hard on your working yarn and keep this stitch nice and loose so it can move around. So that way when you pick this stitch up, it's not too tight and you can lift it up and pull it over. And that's what you do, is you just knit your next stitch, and when you have 2 stitches on your right needle, you pick it up and you pull it over. Just like that. I'm going to knit the next stitch, wrap your yarn, pull it over, pull it through, and now I'm going to pick up this stitch, the stitch on the right, and lift it up and over and off your needle. Okay, and that's how you're going to do a regular bind off, and you do that all the way across until you end up with 1 stitch on your right hand needle. So just lift it up and pull it over. Okay, I'm going to knit the next stitch, and I can lift it up and pull it over. Let's go ahead and knit the next one. You lift it up, pull it over, and you just work that all the way across. Just keeping it nice and loose. If your bind off is too tight, then it will actually pull your fabric in on the top and you'll be kind of unhappy with it. So just keep your stitches loose as you knit them. That means don't pull on that working yarn and tighten that stitch up too much. So that way you can easily pull that stitch over and it gives it enough room to lay flat on your knitting. And you do that until you have 1 stitch left on your right hand needle. Here you go, here's my last bind off, just like that. Now you can just cut your working yarn. Just going to cut it, and you want to leave a tail, a good 6 or 8 inches, because you'll need to weave that in. And then you can just take and pull up on your needle and pull that tail through. And then just pull that last tail snug. And that's what a bind off looks like. It just looks like really nice stitches, V stitches, which is what knit stitches look like, and they're just laying on their side. And that is how you do a bind off. I'm Paula, your knitting coach from Chicks with Sticks, the gathering place for the love of knitting. Until next time, knit with love, my friend.